Let's talk about smoothing out contoured or rounded objects in your slicer prior to printing. This will help eliminate or greatly reduce some of the post-processing steps that you might take to smooth out surfaces like sanding and priming and painting, or it'll just help your models look better even if you don't paint them. So I put in a primitive sphere and I cut it in half just to show what this would look like. And in the slicer, I used standard settings. So there's the standard settings, and these are default. If I go ahead and slice this, you'll see this has a really ugly flattened, ringed top surface. That's going to look stepped, like stair steps. It's not pretty. So some things that you can do to kind of alleviate this a little bit. You can change the settings in quality and strength, and I'll show you that with this guy. If you go into the quality settings, for some reason it's defaulted to have only one wall on top surfaces right here under quality. Uncheck this box. If you uncheck this box, this allows multiple walls, so it helps those stair steps get smaller. So shorter stair steps instead of taller stair steps, if that makes sense. And then under strength, you can also change the top surface to concentric instead of monotonic line, because a monotonic line is like a grid pattern almost. It's straight, flat lines, right, that go in a diagonal pattern like we just saw. So go ahead and slice this and take a look. That is slightly better. So this is what it looked like without any changes. These are default settings. You have very wide, flat stairs on the top of the model. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very wide, flat stairs. Then if you change only quality and strength, you still have them, but they're shorter, so less noticeable. And then the last tip is to use variable layer height. So using the same tips here with quality and strength, but add variable layer height. So this little slider bar at the top, you're going to slide all the way to the left. This slider bar at the bottom, all the way to the right. Then click Adaptive, and we can see here what it's going to change, and smooth, and then slice. Oh, much better. We don't have any red at all. That means it's not going to be flat. And I know I said that that was going to be the last tip, but I have another one. There's plenty of ways that you can try to alleviate some of the stair-stepping, ringing, and ugliness on a contoured print, but these are just the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. So the other thing that you can do in any of these situations is, here, let me do it under global. Take a look at the layer height. See, my layer height is 0.16. If you want to reduce those stair step heights, reduce your layer height, because that's what they are. Those are layers. So real quick, I also wanted to bring to attention the amount of time that each one of these takes to print. Okay, so yes, this is going to change how fast your models print. So you really have to try to think about what's more important to you. Do you absolutely need this fast, or can you take a little extra time to make it look amazing? So that's totally on you, project by project. I know it's going to vary based on deadlines and whatever have you. So take a look at these times in the slicer without any changes. This one says 56 minutes. This one says, oh, look, 56 minutes. And this one shows an hour and 6 minutes. Variable layer height does add a little bit of time to your printing. So that is something else that you'll want to consider when doing these steps. Okay, so the other thing that I'm going to change, and I'm not even going to change it up here, I'm just going to change it here. The other thing I'm going to change is the layer height. So I believe the shortest layer height we can do with this is 0.08. It might be even smaller, but that's like somewhat of the standard. Oh, is that the wrong one? Sorry, 1 second. Nope, that's the right one. So this is changing just the layer height and nothing else. And it looks like we have basically almost, you could still see a little bit of red in between the orange and yellow rings. And if you're not sure what the colors mean in the slicer, there's a little guide right here, a legend, if you will, like on a map. So there's a little bit of stair stepping going on, but not a lot. So this is still a good option. But look, it's an hour and 30 minutes to reduce layer height, where variable layer height using a higher layer height used less time. It was an hour and 6 minutes. So this is another option without having to mess around with variable layer height or mess around with anything else. Here's the one that we did where we changed the top surface to concentric. All of the red is gone. And then we also changed the wall count to allow more than one wall on top surfaces. And here's the one with variable layer height with the shorter layer heights. So just to keep in mind. And then if you take a look at these times, right? There you go. So that was my basically final tip. This is for rounded and contoured objects. If you had a flat surface, I do have a video about ironing. I'll link that for you in the description. And also, just so you know, you can do this in, I know I showed the Anycubic slicer next, but these are the exact same steps in Snapmaker or Snorka. It's also the same exact steps in Bamboo Lab. So you can apply this to any of those slicers. They're all bamboo based and Orca. If you enjoyed these tips, please remember to like the video, comment on the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys.